The Daily Mail. Exclusive: accountant arrested after opening fire on MAGA supporter in dispute over Trump sign. As victim recalls, bullets whizzing past his head. Yeah, this is what we're doing today. And if there's anything that says civil war that I've heard of, this is it. This is the one thing that I could say is there's no other reason for this violence than political differences. So let's dive into this article here. A 38-year-old accountant has been arrested after allegedly opening fire on a MAGA supporter who had a Trump flag in his yard. Benjamin Michael Campbell is charged with firing shots at the home of Mark Thomas, 62, in, I don't know wherever that is. It's somewhere in North Carolina. I'm not going to try to pronounce it. On September 6th. Thomas, who owns a river rafting business in the picturesque area, caught the moment on camera. The gunman was seen raising a pistol from the sunroof of his vehicle and firing several rounds. Records seen by the Daily Mail indicate that Campbell is a married accountant living in Cobb County, Atlanta, which is about 160 miles south of Thomas's home. It's unclear what Campbell was doing in the rural area. Looking for trouble, I'm imagining. Going out and trying to find people who disagree with him to get into trouble. I don't know. Maybe he has a legitimate reason, but I wouldn't put it past him to run out and just find somebody to freaking cause trouble with. Thomas said that Campbell first caught his eye as he drove down his road at around 55 miles per hour before coming to a sudden screeching halt. The Republican homeowner said he checked his security cameras and watched a man wearing an Antifa-style mask emerge from his Jeep Cherokee to inspect a Trump banner attached to a bus parked on Thomas' family property. He was driving along, saw the sign, slammed on his brakes, had a political trigger moment, and he just had to tear the sign down, Thomas said. He started reaching up on his tiptoes, trying to get to the edge of the sign. I just thought to myself, this is not happening. I don't believe this. Okay. Well, it happened, so... And this is him. This is the guy who tore the sign down. He is short, or else she is really tall. One of the two. Maybe it's a combination of the two. Here it says he's 37. Did he have a birthday since this happened? Probably. He's been charged with attempting to kill a Trump voter, Mark Thomas, on September 6th. Wow. I'm a Trump supporter. I have weapons for my protection and my enjoyment, and I keep them handy. You know what good are they if you can't get them when you need them? So I reached over and grabbed my rifle. Thomas said he walked out to his porch while armed with the rifle and fired 2 warning shots into the air from the spot where Campbell could very clearly see him. Yeah, you probably shouldn't be firing warning shots. That's dangerous. I don't know what to tell you, but maybe yelling while you're holding the gun would be enough. I was living in LA and I just stepped out my door one night and it was in an enclosed area. There's like a walkway. The door was like in the middle of the house. The house was built around the doorway. They walked down the path to actually get out of the house, outside at that point. But kind of stepped out there. So you couldn't see me. It was dark out. And there's these 3 kids across the street and had the trash cans out. So one of them runs over across the street to start tagging my trash cans. So I yelled at him. They immediately stopped and went back about his way walking down the street. So yelling works. Maybe this guy has a voice problem. He can't yell. I don't know. By this point, he had ripped the sign off. And he just whipped it up and then threw it down on the ground. Like he was proud of what he just did. I thought, holy smokes, Thomas said. The intruder returned to his Jeep, but instead of heeding Thomas's warning and leaving, he circled back down his road while raising a gun through the sunroof and firing multiple times. Videos show. Okay, why are you driving around with a gun? Well, I'm not saying that you don't have a legitimate reason to. People are crazy out there, and I attract the crazy ones. So... I get wanting to have a weapon with you, but what is it that you're doing that you think you need to have a gun? Do you attract crazy people, or are you out there causing trouble? He fired 5 to 6 rounds as he was heading back down the driveway to the highway that passed in front of my place, Thomas told the Daily Mail. I found 1 bullet hole in my refrigerator, which is on my porch. Thomas was standing on the porch at this point, and the bullet missed him by meters, referring to his surveillance footage. Let's see here. Referring to his surveillance footage of the incident, Thomas said you can see the dirt and grass flying up in the air and coming back down where bullets struck the front yard. I heard boom, tap, and another bullet hit something metallic. That one could have very easily come close to me. He was most definitely trying to kill me. Yeah, don't go shooting at people. What's wrong with you? What the heck? Let's see here. Watch this video. He's pulling that off. Turn off that music. He's pulling down the Trump sign, yeah? Huh. And there he is shooting a gun out of the sunroof. There's the gun. Looks like it's a 45 or a 9mm. I can't tell. There's a gun firing, so he did shoot the gun. Yeah, there's bullets striking his yard. Yeah, you saw a bullet there striking his yard. Oh, okay. Swing County Sheriff Office said they booked Campbell on September 30th, and they released a photograph of him standing beside the height chart this week. Campbell stares straight ahead in his booking photograph, showing him standing at 5 feet 6 inches tall. Wonder if he has a Napoleon complex. He's not a tall man. I mean, 5 feet 6 inches is actually not that much below average for a man, but I think most people out there would be like, wow, you're short for 5'6" as a man. So he has been charged with Class C felony, assault with a deadly weapon with intent to kill or inflict serious injury, discharging a firearm with intent to incite fear, and willfully and wanton injury to personal property. The maximum punishment for a Class C felony is 17 years in prison. Good luck. Video evidence is hard to beat. Thomas told the Daily Mail the Trump banner which sparked the violence belongs to his mother, who is 87 years old. She got pretty upset that I was out there defending her flag, he said. That's the way she felt. Thomas added, though, that he will be replacing the stolen banner with another Trump sign soon. We're not the kind of people that are going to be intimidated, he said. We're going to have our signs up if we want them. Is that him? That must be him. Yeah, that's him. Well, he doesn't really look 62. He looks. That's probably an older picture, actually. It's probably a picture that's like 10 years old. So, anyway, before I move on, please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Make sure that you're still subscribed. YouTube does unsubscribe people. You can find me on Rumble and on Twitter. Let's get back to the article here. Thomas said he has been targeted by radicals because of his Trump signs before. He drew comparisons between the shooting on his property and the killing of Republican firebrand Charlie Kirk, which came 4 days later on September 10th. Charlie Kirk, you know, his incident was absolutely tragic, Thomas said. No one died here in my yard, but, you know, flip the coin, snap your fingers, somebody could have died here. And it's very similar to the Charlie Kirk incident. I would say it's not similar at all to the Charlie Kirk incident. I would say there's very little similarity here. Charlie Kirk was killed as an individual for his ideologies, various ideologies, for being a public figure, and he was targeted, specifically him, by an assassin with a plan and a high-powered long-range rifle. This person wanted to tear down your sign. You pull out a gun, so he pulled out a gun back. That's a big difference. There's a lot of differences there. I don't know what this guy's problem is. I don't think that that Mark Thomas really did anything wrong other than firing warning shots. Other than that, I don't think he did anything wrong. But he doesn't sound like he's a smart man. There's no comparison here between you and Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk was killed because of who he is and what he does. Your sign was torn down, and then you were shot at because of pulling out a gun. This guy didn't know who had said anything. The two are not comparable, I'm sorry. The same type of people are the ones behind both shootings. It's becoming much more common. Yeah, maybe that's true. Thomas blamed leftist lies and propaganda for increased political violence. All it takes is one person who's not thinking to get triggered by the propaganda to do something like that, he said. Swing County Sheriff's Office said Campbell was extradited from Cobb County in Atlanta, Georgia, to North Carolina, where he was being held on bail for $70,000. Huh, we got some comments here. AOC warned us about short people. She did. Same height as him. I recently was talking to an ex-girlfriend of mine I haven't spoken to in years, and I was showing some pictures of me and my family because my camera, I couldn't get my camera on my computer to work. So we were chatting over Google Chat, and she's like, "You're really short." Like, you don't remember how tall I was? She's taller than me. Let me see. A military diver says he will do what's called a spinner in prison, passed around like a bag of potato chips at the campfire. I don't want to hear that, man. That's oh man, I don't want, that's not okay. I wouldn't even, the way he's talking about this is just, it doesn't sound like to him this is a bad thing. It just sounds more like he's like, look what he did, this is what he gets in return for being an idiot or being disrespectful or being a criminal or whatever. I'm like, no, I don't want anybody to experience that. I don't care how bad they are. I don't want them to experience it. Maybe if they've done it to other people, like if they're a pedo, or if they're the ones who've done this to other people, then okay. But still, I don't want anybody to experience. I don't want anybody to have to. No, that's just not okay. So much anger. I wonder where it comes from. Yeah, Raymond Cora said that. Dan Olson says it will now be Snow White and the Six Dwarfs. Oh, haha, very funny, short person joke. All right. Bo Hunter says he's a little bitty dude, a prototype of liberal. Oh, very funny. Huh? Are you sure he's not a homunculus? Perfectly formed miniature human? Is that what a homunculus is? I'd be an angry man too, being married to that, is what Mad Cow says. What, his wife wasn't bad looking? What the heck? She's not ugly. What's going on there? She's thin? What more can you want, really? She's at least a 5, because I say this is the ranking system you guys got to be using, because this is what reality is. Most women in the country are fat. They're chubs. Let's check it out here. Over 170 pounds, right here. The average weight of a woman in the U.S. is approximately 170.5 to 171 pounds. As of today, I'm a little bit heavy. I weigh 149 pounds. I'm in my chub years right now. So, with the average height of a woman in the United States is 5'4". So I'm taller than 5'4", and I weigh less than the average woman in the United States. So the average woman in the United States is fat, and you know, unless her face is really messed up, which her face is not, you got to say that she's at least a 5. That's just because she's thin. She's at least average, because the average woman is fatter than her. So, yeah, that's how it works. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, so an average woman, at least, he didn't do too bad for himself in the lady department. I don't know if he's still married. Maybe he's not. But, dude, if you're going to be going out and shooting at people, man, you're asking for trouble. You're going to get something's going to happen to you, one way or the other. And you chose a guy to shoot at who has a video camera, and he could clearly see your license plate number. So, yeah, you screwed up, and you screwed up big time, and you probably shouldn't be walking around with a gun anyway. Anyway, thanks again for watching. I do appreciate it. I'll see you all in the next video.